Hello guys and welcome, it is ThatSrb2DUDE here today, bringing you yet another Splatoon 2 video. Now today I want to go a little bit on the debate of if sub-strafing is even relevant anymore. Now why I want to talk about this is because of this, I guess the current patch 4.2. A majority of shooters inside the game have been buffed to have much less frame lag on, I guess, particular actions that they make. So if they're, I guess, shooting, and once they finish shooting, it's a lot quicker to go into the squid form, or once they finish shooting, it's a lot quicker to throw a bomb out, so on and so forth. It's basically things like that. Now, in short, just to show you guys what sub-strafing is, I have made a video on this, so if you want to, search that up on YouTube and learn how to do it yourself, then definitely do that. But sub-strafing, basically, it is a particular type of movement that is much quicker than any type of movement in the game, which requires you to hold your sub button and then squid to a particular direction. You can do this on all axes, up, down, left, right, and then all in diagonal areas. Now, the point of this video is to talk about if sub-strafing is even relevant anymore on the majority of shooter weapons. Now, to show off what I am talking about and I'm trying to explain here is that we have to do some squid hopping. So basically what squid hopping is, if you guys didn't really know, is basically when you're shooting and then you squid and then you come out and then you shoot again, and you basically do this continuously just like this. Now, back in version 4.1, this used to be much slower than before, and it was not as fast as how I'm doing it right now. The splatter shot did not have this movement, and this is mainly because now it is 2 frames faster. So of course, if it's the weapon is 2 frames faster, then of course squid hopping is also going to be 2 frames faster. So as you can see, it's a lot faster, but is it as fast as sub-strafing? Personally, I don't think that is the case. I think sub-strafing is still a little bit faster than what squid hopping is, but it's not too far off. Since weapons like the Splatter Shot Pro also had lost 2 frames, it's going to be the exact same speed for this weapon as well. Same thing for the 96 gal. Squid hopping is very fast, but not as fast as sub-strafing. And of course, same thing for the Jet Scorcher, since it also received this buff as well. Now, moving up the list of how many frames faster are shooter weapons, we have the Splashomatic. We also have the 52 gal, and we also have the NZAP. Now, these weapons are now 3 frames faster, which makes squid hopping, of course, 3 frames faster, which is still just a little bit under what sub-strafing is, but it is pretty fast as well. Sub-strafing is not too far off it, honestly. Like, they're almost, I mean, if you don't look at it carefully, they're almost kind of the same speed, but squid hopping is still very, very fast, which is, I mean, I guess, of course, makes these 3 weapons feel much nicer when you're just trying to, run around and shoot and then squid hop right after. So again, these are going to apply with the Splashomatic, the 52 gal. As you can see, 52 gal, squid hopping is still very, very fast. Not as fast as sub-strafing. Sub-strafing just still beats it out. Or I guess beats out the speed of what squid hopping is with the 52 gal, so as you can see there. And also the NZAP is also 3 frames faster, much like the 52 gal and Splashomatic. Not as fast, again, as sub-strafing, but still very, very fast. Now this comes on to the very last choice of weapons that have also now have reduced frame lag. Now this is going to apply for the Splashomatic, the Splatter Shot Jr., and the Aerospray. Now, when it comes to squid hopping with these 3 weapons, since all of them have reduced lag by 4 frames, it almost seems like squid hopping is just as fast as sub-strafing when you're doing it with the Sploosh, the Splatter Shot Jr., or the Aerospray. As you can see here, I'm doing the exact same thing. Very, very fast. This is all squid hopping. And now I'm going to do sub-strafing. And it is very, very slight. But personally, from looking at how it looks, I honestly think sub-strafing is still a little bit faster, but only just barely. When you're doing squid hopping with these weapons, it is extremely fast and much faster than it was in the previous patch. But it is almost the same as sub-strafing. I mean, I think sub-strafing is still a little bit faster because, of course, when you do it, you go to full acceleration straight away. But I think when you do squid hopping, there is like a small window of where your character excels, but it is still very, very fast, nevertheless. Now, considering the gap between squid hopping and substrafing with these three weapons, the question you gotta ask is substrafing worth it for these three particular weapons? Now, even though substrafing may be slightly faster, only just barely faster, I honestly think it probably would be better to do squid hopping with these three weapons. Now, when it comes to substrafing, there are a couple different things that you actually have to think about of when you're about to come out of it to do a different input, such as like shooting and all that. So, of course, when you're doing substrafing, when you're in the ink, you're going to be probably holding the R button just to make sure that you can do, of course, continue your substrafing and all that. But when you're like at the point of not wanting to do it again, and let's say you're wanting to shoot at someone straight away, you want to make sure that you let go of it and then you just shoot afterwards. Now, when it comes to squid hopping, when you're wanting to, I guess, shoot someone straight away, I think the time it takes when you do, I guess, substrafing to remove your finger off the R button to then shoot somebody, I think they're pretty much identical. In a way, squid hopping would be more consistent because then you're having to press less button inputs to actually then come out to shoot straight afterwards. So in that sense, I would say that squid hopping is a lot more consistent, or probably more worth it to go with if you are using one of these three weapons that have lost 4 frames of frame lag. Doesn't mean that you can't like substrafe to an enemy and do the exact same thing just as fast, but I think when it comes to squid hopping, it probably would be a lot more consistent to get out first, instead of actually trying to think, okay, let me remove my finger off the R button to then shoot this guy, and then I'm going to substrafe to over here maybe, and then you do the exact same thing. Now, using weapons that have maybe lost 2 frames, like the splatter shot, substrafing is probably still going to be the norm, but it may, of course, be used less, because you can still move really fast with squid hopping anyway. So it's just a thing where, do you want to have, I guess, consistent gameplay where you're just kind of swimming around and then just holding the shoot button whenever you need, or anything like that? Or do you want to be a little bit more evasive and use substrafing as much as you can, just to, you know, get the edge on your opponent and such like that? With weapons that have 3 frames of reduced lag, it's gonna be kind of a 50-50 thing where you want to do substrafing or you want to do just normal squid hopping as well. Like, it's like, you can't go wrong with either, to be honest. So to conclude on this video, is substrafing really necessary to do anymore? Now, just to say, I'm definitely going to say yes, it is. Now, in terms of directional movement, I think substrafing is probably going to be the king of that. Even regardless of what weapon you use, substrafing is always going to be the fastest option to move left, right, up, down in any type of way. But when it comes to fighting your opponents, I think substrafing is still going to be used, but not as much as it was before, to a player that, I guess, got really used to it, because squid hopping now is, I guess, fast, not as fast as substrafing, but fast enough to, you know, do some really quick movements. This is especially going to apply with weapons that have lost 4 frames of frame lag, and weapons that have lost 3 frames in a way. So anyways, this is pretty much all I've got to say for this video, and this is all I've got to explain. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope it was informative, and it was, you know, just what I think personally, just to get my opinion out there. Some of you may not think the same way, but this is just what I think, and you know, that's all I really got to say. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please, if you did, please like, favorite, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Follow me on Twitter and Twitch, both in the description below. Do it for both if you're feeling generous. So anyways, guys, this has been ThatSrb2DUDE, and I shall see you guys in a future video.